listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to Upptalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say Upptalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
And Ajit, maybe some of the process in your day-to-day thing you may be having repeated. Some process. See, for example, you're creating one process. Your friend is creating another process and another colleague is creating another process. But there should be some common process for all of you. Or no? Example here, when I take that UI demo, let us take UI demo. Are you able to see my screen? See, when I take this UI demo, I need to log in with the username and password. Yes. Now can you see in this, under this login process, I have a 3 sub-process. One is deposit, one is withdrawal, one is split deposit. Or no, maybe sometime, maybe user account or maybe use both like checkbox. Like, can you see that there are many processes? Are there sub-process are there? But for example, when you look at your developer point of view, you see you are taking care of the deposit automation. Your one more colleague is taking care of withdrawal. One more colleague is taking care of split deposit. See, when you talk about this 3 sub process, which is the main process, which is a main. If I want to do deposit or withdraw or split deposit, what is the first step? Budget. Login process. Or no? Without logging in, can I do deposit or withdrawal or split deposit? No. And no. Instead of you all, for example, I'm telling you this. Maybe you have multiple sub-process, maybe 20 to 30 process, maybe they, especially when you talk about SRM application, there are many processes, are there? No sub-process, are there? But to work with this, what is the first thing I need to log in? Or no? Instead of each one creating this logging process, I'm going to create a reusability bot. Instead of recreating, see, you're creating login and deposit when your colleague is creating login and withdrawal. One more friend is creating login and split deposit. Instead of recreating everyone want this common thing, what I'm going to do it? I'm going to create one reusability bot. That is what we call this library. See, when you take UiPath Studio X, I'm opening my UiPath. See, when you go to UiPath Studio, can you see there is an option called library? This, you know what is the library which we can refer it for multiple times. I'm going to create a library. What is the library name? I'm going to create this UI demo login. UI demo login process. This project is already. Let me give you a guess. _1. Got it. I'm creating the process name called what? UI demo login process. I'll just keep this project into my Ajit food. I'm keeping it here. What I'm creating? I'm creating a library. In this library, what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that repeated process action, which is my repeated process, opening the UI demo application, entering the credential detail like username and password, and clicking the login button. That is my repeated process. All the repeated process which is coming continuously. Remember Manjula, can I put all the repeated process in typing here? The repeated process means I'm talking about which is in sequence order. First step, second, third step, fourth step, fifth step, like that. Now when you go to the project, can you see? There is an activity called uActivity which is in XML file that I'm opening it. If you want, you can delete it and you can create a new activity. What we will do, we will delete this. We will go and create our own activity. What is our activity? New sequence. What is activity name? Login step. Login step. I'm doing it. You can see that login step. The XML file is what created here. Now what you are going to do it here. You're going to use application. Use application, which is my application. UI.login. This is now. Use application. I'll select this. Then here I will do type into activity. Ink. I'm just selecting this. Then I'm confirming this. What is the name you want to enter? You want to enter double quotes. No username. Yes, yes, because this application will take. Type into pass. I'm just capturing the next one password. Click confirm. What is the value I want to enter? Double quote is password. Next is click activity. I need to click this. Log. This is my repeated process. Now let us run this process. Whenever you create it, you need to run see whether it is working or not. It is, I think it is. Does it logging you? It is not a decade. It is taking for extra. You sent him. It is not on me. It's working now. It is working now. Now this is some one person will create this one. One person will create it. Now for example, I create it and I put it in somewhere every user can access it. The other user can call it whenever they need it. How do I keep it in the common prices? Oh, correct. What I will do, I go and click on publish. What is the package name? Udemo login process _1. Click next. Where you want to log in. I don't want to log in into my orchestrator. I'm going to use as a custom. Can you see custom? What I will do here, I will give the share folder. I'll give the shared folder. Now what I'm doing it, which is my shared folder. Some way you may be having some shared folder. Then you can do it. What I will do, I will go and keep it into my desktop. Desktop, select the folder. And if you want to give any AP, a key you can give it. Otherwise, it's not here next. And then click a button called Publish. Can you see that I accept that? Can you see a library published successfully? Now, when I click, you can see in your desktop where it is UI demo. Cool. Assistant batch file transaction. Let me see it in my project. Is it the same? I'm just checking in desktop. Date-wise you can. Can you see here UI demo logging? It is a new package. It is a new package. Now we compile and we created this package. Now where I kept this? I kept in somewhere in the shared drive. Who created this? Let me take a Manjula have created this and she kept it in the shared drive. Now you want to use this. How do you use it in your project? Now let me go to your iPad. I go and create. I'll go to home. You're creating a process. I'm not creating a library. I'm creating a normal process. When I go on, click on the process. Just I'm giving the process name is deposit transaction process. in working like this. I put it into the I'm creating a normal automation process. This automation process, what is the I'm going to call the library? Now see, I told them I created a new good package. Yes or no? How do you add extra packets? You know the default project will add this Excel package, made package, a system activity, and like that. How do I add new package? Manage package. You can go and click on very good manage packages. Now, are you going to use any built-in packages or use a different packages? Different custom package. Very. What I will do, you can see, that is a concept called all the packages. Sorry, we can go to the settings. In the settings, can you see some of the packages? Local official marketplace. Now I want to add my own package. What is the, let me go and give the path. Where is the path? Here it is. This is the package. I'm taking it. Copy. Can you see it? Copy the path. I'm copying the path. I'm going again. Go to the Manage Packages settings. I'm giving the new package path. Got it. Is this my C? What you need to do? You need to remove this. Control. Only the package name should be there at the top. And which is my source? From which location I'm taking? This is my URL. I'm taking the URL under the URL. I have the package name. I'm doing the button called Click Add. Can you see it is added here? Yes. Now I'm taking the Cancel button. Now, how do I add the package? Now again, you can go on again. Click on Package Packages. All the packages. What is the package name we refer? What is the package name? Can you see UI demo login process? I'm selecting all the packages. Can you see that? In the button called Install. Click Install button. Save. First step, what I did is I did configuration. Second step is adding the package into my project. Now can you see here packages have been added here. Now what I will do, let me go and create a new sequence. What is the name I can do? Login process. I will go on. How to call that this activity? How do you create? How do you call the workflow? If you go and click on this plus sign, you can see login. What is the name we created? Login step. Can you see that automated activity name is coming? The workflow file is coming. Login step. That's it. Can you see this is a single step activity? Now, if I go and run the file, you can see that it will invoke the library file and it will run it. The project should be developing library file. Or we can move anything from main file to library file. No. What is your question? Sorry if I make any project in the mainstream and then save to the library. It's not possible. No, that is not possible. That is one-time creation. Library is one-time creation. We keep the data in the library and then publish, and then we can call it whenever you need it. Now, something like this. Something which you want to do repeatedly. What I can say, you can see instead of recreating each one of your one-time creation, I am doing. It's like see Excel. You know that Excel is a built-in package. That is, do you think we are creating a Go every time? Only once when we create it. Not different. It's called reusability bot. Why this login step? Could not find the user interface UI demo. Why the UI demo is not calling? I think it is calling from this one. Can you see it is logged in? That's all what I did. I published into the share folder. I didn't publish into the orchestrator where I published. I published into the shared drive or something. But I kept sharing my desktop. But I understand the logic. Anybody can use this process. Exactly. Creating this again and again for each of you. It's a one-time creation that is called as a library. Understood. Any activity which we can. I just showed you one day for logging process, but you can create a number of activity in the package. See when you go on, you added no UI demo login. Now you can add the number of package. See one thing I'll do, I'll go click on home. I'll go and open that library. Where is that library? You can see L means library. P means process. I really did not need to create the same process in there. This logging process. Now I'm editing the library. You can go and add new activity, also new process, new sequence. You can add some other things, see transaction process or something like SAP. See, I did previous what I did UI demo login. Yes or no? Now I want to do ACME login. ACME login. What is ACME login? When I take my website, you can see ACME. Now I need to do this. I need to. This is one of the websites. Now I can enter my username and jana mahesh.kemhemha. This is one of the UiPath website. This is what I'm saying. ACME, this is a website. This is a username and password I enter. This is one of the logs. This is a website. Now I want to log into this because in the inside this, I need to have multiple process. Now, how to do this? I'm going to create a see the existing package, which one UI demo log in process itself. I'm doing it. What I will do, I'll use browser, use application and browser, indicate. This is my website. I will do type into, I think, and capturing this username. This is a different website. I have to enter here. The username is double quotes. Now next again I'm going to do type into. I'm going to enter my password. Part doesn't require double quote. No need. When I use it will come automatically. Next. Now you have to test this also. Let us close the browser and test whether it is working or not. Paper plan. It is opening the browser. I didn't log off. Got it? It is open. It's working now. Now this is one-time process. Now what I will do, I go back to this is my library. I need to call that. I will go on. What is the step we need to do? We have to go create a new blank process. Sorry. What is that? I thought that the process, I thought that we process. How to call it now? Can I call directly? And I call directly. No. What we need to do first, we need to configure in our local machine. First, I need to publish it. I didn't publish it. No, we didn't publish it. That's why I'm saying I'm not published already. We published. Because we didn't publish it again. The reason is we recreated. We didn't. You add a thing. We did it. What I will do again, I go and click on Publish. Sameness. Publish it. This probably successfully. Now let me go on. I thought that we process. How to add it into my project now? First we need to go to Manage Packages. No, we already know. Yes, it's already done. Already we done it. You can see under that we already added the package. Now what I need to do it? I need to add the package into it. Manage Packages. All the package UI demo logging process install. Click Save button. Again I have to do same activity. If I may, I need to add the package. This is a new project. That is a different project. I create this a new project. But the same. I'm in the same package. Same package. That's what I did. I'm adding the package. I did configure it. They act like this. I didn't do this step. This one. I didn't do it. What is that? I didn't do settings. Because it is already added there. Now what we did it. Now how to call that? Create a new. What is that? Logging process. Now, when you go and click on this, what is the name I created? I can make me log in. Can you see async lagging process? Yes, I did. Can you see that? Now I'm adding that. Let's go on and then I will turn it. Yes, that is what. That is what we call this creating reusable. In one project itself, you can create multiple workflows and you can call whichever you want to call it. Yes, basically logic to use common. If there is anything common, we can share it, that we cannot repeat the same process. Yes, exactly. See, instead of repeating each one of the one process, we can create it. That's it. See, this is what we call this creating reusability bot. Understand both. To create reusability bot now, first you need to create a library and publish the library into common share driver. Then I do create a blank process in the process. Go to the setting. In the setting, you add the local project and then you can call it in your new package. Got your point? This is the concept. You can share the common process to each other exactly. Now what I will do, I will tell the user, see, this is a common package I created. You guys can call whatever you want. See when I go and expand and then the logging UI demo log in process. Under that you can see the library files. Can you see? You can see that this is a UI demo in the logging process. These are the packages I already used. Anything I want to change it, I would have to go to the library and then again add it. And then republish it again. Then it will work with others. Of course, it won't affect. Now that was the old versions of the library. Each time when you change it, you need to republish it again. Got your point? This is also the good logic, good concept. See, this is very, very important. Many processes, you may have some repeated process, especially when you take your SEPI services. There are many types of common concepts will be there. Instead of each one, each user can create the same step. I can create library file and I can invoke the library file. It would be easy. Can you see the 4-step process? Look like a 1-step process. Got your point? Any questions, Anjo? I think this is good. And the second thing, what is? The next topic which I'm going to talk about is the type of workflows. Anjala, can you add this line there? What do you use in the process? What is called that? You are dedicated. How do you create the reusability? First step is create a library. Then build it. Built, it means what? Check it built and execute. Check whether it is perfectly working or not. Once you've done it, third step is publish the library in common folder. But I did in my desktop. I did in my desktop because I can access that one. Third step is create a new process wherever you want to call it. Create a new process wherever you require. Wherever you want to invoke the library. And then how to configure it. First, we need to configure it. How to configure it? Select the Manage Packages. Manage Package Manage, click on Step click. Manage Package. Then click Settings. And then go to the Manage Packages settings in the Settings. You need to give the name of the packages, package name and the source. Give the package name and the path. A path of the package that is in my desktop I gave. Then what you can do with this? How to add it into your how to add. How to add the package again. Click on the package. Now click Manage Package again. Manage Package. Second step. This all package. All packages. You can see the all packages. You can see the your packages. You can view that or type the package name. Type the custom package name. Correct. And then click Install button. Click Install. And then you can use the activity. use the activity inside the process. Got, got. I think your help is not good. I will send you. No, I would say your health is not good, but weather is not good. I guess I got a fever and cold. Oh, then we can stop it. I said, no, 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 no. I finish it because again this will get extended for this last session. I want to. Tomorrow we can do it. Finish it. No problem. I'm Water. The last topic is type of workflow, and then I want to sit with your existing package. When you talk about the type of workflow there are, you can see in your thing there are different type of workflows are they. New sequence flowchart, state mission workflow, global handler. Can you see the different type of sequence? Are they? You know what is the work? See, one thing I want to tell you when you create, what is the process? What is the process? It's nothing but your automation. You want automation. What is the process? It is nothing but it is a collection of package and workflows. When I say collection of packages means you can see a different packages such as these are the packages. See when I create creative process type of workflow demo. I put that into. What is the process? The process is nothing but collection of package. You know that when you create a blank process, some of the packages inbuilt by default, like Excel activity, mail activity, system activity, testing activity, user interface activity by default. Suppose in this project, I don't want to use the Excel activity. I'm not going to use any Excel file. What you can do it is better you remove it. You can remove the built-in packages also. This is one of the important points you need to remember. See, when you are creating a process, your every process will have some built-in packages. It is necessary that I need to keep these packages. No, you can configure it. When I say configuration means you can add it or you can remove it. See, I'm not going to use Excel activity in this process. I'm not going to use email activity in this. Why I need to keep this? What you can do, you can remove the dependencies. Why you need to let it be there? What is the problem with you? Why we are not? Why I'm suggesting to remove the packages, which is not required in your project is each time when you're running a bot. No, that's it. For example, once you create a project, what you will do? You publish into Orchestrator. Once you see, for example, you want the process. I want to run it in different machine means what I will do or select the robot and run it. When I'm selecting it, we are thinking that it is easy process. But when you look out on the technology side, you know what will happen. Now it will download the packages and then manipulate your data. It will take much time. For example, my job. Generally in your, when you create a big, huge process, you will be using multiple packages. But when I'm training purpose, I'm splitting that into different projects. But when you take in your real time, you'll be creating in multiple action. You'll be using SAP application. You'll be using Excel. You may be using Outlook. Multiple packages will be using it. Each time when I run the bot on the run of machine, it can download the package and then manipulate it. The downloading package itself, it will take a time. What we are recommending is, as a best practice, keep only the package you are going to use it in your process. Other packages, please remove it. Got your point? You mean to say if I have to work on the Excel or I have to only download the Excel and the rest of the things? Yes, remove it. See, in this process, I'm not going to use Excel activity. I remove that Excel. I'm not going to use mail activity. I'll remove it. Here in this process, I'm going to use only user interface automation and system automation. That's why I need Excel and mail activity. See, can you see my packages? Have only these 3 packages. When you take Excel and email, you know that Excel is the biggest package I can say. That's only default. They added in every package because in every process somewhere we use Excel file. Each time when you run the bot, it downloads the Excel package and then it will execute it. Where I can again install it. You can go see now I want it, which you can go on. Click on Manage Packages. Click on all the packages. I want to use. Excel means select Excel and you can see click on this button. Install it and click and save. See how much time it is taking first creating, adding the dependency files. Now can you see Excel packages added? Go to your point. This is one of the best practice. Whenever you create a process means we need to look on the best practice also. Let's come to the point. Next is, what are the types of workflows we have? And one more thing I told you that. Let me go back to my notepad. What I told you, what is the process, is nothing but your automation. It is a collection of packages and workflow. When I say collection of packages means these are all the packages. And one more thing, you can see a different workflow. One of the main, which is the main workflow main XAMPP file. Where I have it. Here I have the main XAMPP file. Can you see that? But why do we need to create multiple workflow? Why do you say that it is a collection of workflows? Why it is called collection of workflows? See, I cannot dump everything in a single workflow. I cannot put everything in the main workflow. We are splitting it. What I'm doing is I can create a multiple workflow. How to create a multiple workflow? Create new. You can go on. Click on different type of workflows. Sequencer, flowchart, state mission, workflows like this, various things are there. You know what is the sequence. Sequence means what? Action of activity is basically action of activity in a continuous order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when I'm thinking about flowchart, what is a flowchart? Flowchart is also one type of workflow. See now this is what type of workflow. See how to get to know Manjana. This is my sequence of flowchart. Can you see an icon? What is this icon is for sequence. Now I go and create flowchart. Let me put it as a UI demo. And that was a transaction. create. Can you see my guns looks different? This is a flowchart, like that. When you go, let me create new state mission again. This is one more thing. UI demo deposit transaction state mission. Yes, I mean state mission. Basically, what is the difference? When we can, I'll tell you. But one more thing, and just I'm telling you, I'm creating. In a project, I can have multiple workflows. What is this one? This is me. Can you go and see? This is what type of workflow? Sequence. This one is flowchart. This is state mission. What is the workflow about? The sequence. Which you can add it in one by one, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when I go to the flowchart, you can see that is a symbol name called start symbol. Now this is like you can see. When you go to the activity list, you can go and search for flowchart. And you see action here. What is the thing is I can have a start, you can start executing. Flowchart is having a starting symbol and end symbol. It is start executing from here. Now once I exit, what is my first process I need to do? What I will do, I can add a sequence inside it. Login is one type of order. This sequence, what you can do, you can go and search the activity called sequence. Can you see a sequence? In your flowchart, I can have another flow also. That's it. Please remember you can have a float workflow within the workflow. Not workflow within. You can have an activity within the sequence. See now, this is a start. I'm going to connect with this. Can you see it? You can add it. It's come like. Can you see that sequence is added here? What I'm going to double click it. What you're going to add it here. Login process we do with just. I put message box just for quick understanding. Here what I'm doing is I'm adding all the activity. Activity for log in process. Activity for login process. Can you see here that the path is coming? Now, if you click this, it will go to the main. Now, once I run the bot, it will go to which step now? No, we need to change the same properly. What is the step I created here? Login process. Now, what is the flowchart? Now, that is your question. During the time of logging process, I want to do some business validation. I want to check some condition. How do I see what you will check with this login process? Maybe your password is correct, but I'm sure validity of the login. We will check whether the login is happened successfully or not. Yes or no? If the login is not happened successfully, I need to take an action. What action? Again, I need to send it again. No, I need to send an email, something I need to relog in again. Like that. I want to do it now. What we will do it here. Instead of message box, double click on it. Can we call that library at the login? can we call the tag me login. That is a tag me login manage packages. All the package UI demo login process install. Now here I'm going to call that. What is the package name? Let me go and check for log me at the login and calling what agent. So, hello. Once I start what I'm doing it, I'm calling the at me login. Now what is when I go to at me login? Where is my at me login at? Let me run the process. Why I need to waste that time? Let's done it. This is a page and it is logged in successfully. Now if it is not logged in successfully, how do I get to know whether it is logging successfully or not? See, when I go to the web page, that is a page. What is the page we get? If I entered wrong username password, then I go and click on login button. You know that it is say it last. Let me enter something like manjuna@gmail.com. I'm logging in. When I know that my username password is wrong, I'm not able to log in. How do you make my UI to understand my username password is wrong? By message. I'll get some message and something. What is the message? You're getting it here. If it is not logging, then no. How do you get to know you are not logging on password? Fill that. We know that. See, how do you get to know that my credential is long here? Can you see that we are getting this machine? The credential does not match. If this message comes, means I can say that my credential is wrong. Same thing I'm going to tell to my UiPath after logging in. I'm going to check for if condition. What if condition that element exists or not? What I'm going to do, you can see, that is when you go to the, what is that? A flowchart in the flowchart. Can you see there is a flow decision? I'm going to add that. I'm going to add it here after logging in. I'm going to check that. What I'm going to check it. If credential is correct or not. Can you see it is accepting a Boolean condition? But before that, let me write one more sequence. What I'm going to write? One more sequence. That is a sequence. Keep it here after login. Let me remove this. After logging, I'm going to check further. What I'm going to check this band rating, password, credential validation. Here in this validation, why I put sequence no. Here I'm going to add multiple actions. What I'm going to do, you can see there is an option called element exist. It's just here. In the case of the latest version, we call them as a checkup state. A checkup state. What state you want to check it? You want to check this one. Now, if this message comes, if this element appear, what I want to do, what I'm going to assign. Assign Boolean value. What is the Boolean value, true or false? Here I'm going to create Control K login status. When you go and see login status, what type of variable it is created? It created a string variable, but I want to change it into Boolean. What I'm going to do with here? I want to check it. This is true. And this, I'm going to check it as again, I'll copy this. If the target does not appear, I think I have to do it. If this element up here means it is failed, I need to make this as a false. And this is equal to true. I got edge. Why I'm getting an error? Now in Texas is not a clear data. Maybe when I go to the variable list, can you see? It is appearing in this box. I need to go and up maybe flowchart or somewhere. I need to make it as a global level. One thing will do. We are not able to see this. I need to make it as a UI demo global level. Now you can see that error is gone. That error is gone. Now let me again go back to my UI demo. Now we did this. We logged in. We validated. Now I'm going to check it. What? I'm going to check it to enforce your login status. If login status If login status is equal to true, what do you want to do? If it is false, what do you want to do? What I want to do with? I'm showing you message box. Message box. Message box. This is equal to true. This is equal to false. If it is true, what do you want to say? We can log successfully. It's what you want to say. Check your credentials or something. Log. Please check username and password. This is what we call this flowchart. What is a flowchart? Is during automation, you want to validate something. You want to check something which is true and false type. Then we use this flowchart. But I think we have if condition statement. We can do this. We have if condition in the sequence. You want to show your workflow more technically and start putting everything in a sequence order. You want to say that during my automation. That is a validation for checking username password you want to check. Now let's go on. Let's see why you log in. I think you used the incorrect username. No, I just closed that application. Can you see it? We got it. If I entered wrong potential detail, it will show you logging site. This is what we call this a flow chart. Any questions? Mostly we will use only one of the two type. No sequence of flow chart and we will use it. Another thing is state mission, which is a little bit complicated, but I make it understand in a simple manner. When you take state mission, it is nothing but collection of states. There is a final state, a starting state and final. Compulsory final state should be there. We call them as existing. When I say state mission is nothing but collection of states. When you go to the activity list and search for state mission, can you see as a state mission? What is this collection of status? A collection of state 1 to 3, it's called state. There should be compulsory one state called final state, where we use this basically. See again, you can use sequence or you want to break your action into multiple states. Means that you can use state mission. But I'll show you what is the state mission. State mission is nothing but collection of state. It's similar like your flow chart. Now, which is the state it will execute at. This is my statement. Just I put statement. And this is my state 2 and this is my state 3. Let me put here. And we put here this as for my diagram. How many states are there? 4. What are? The other 3 states are there and one final state. Now when I double click on this one state, you can see 3 sections are available. What are 3 sections? Entry point, exit point and transition. And you see entry point, exit point and transition. What do you mean by transition? Activity basically action. No transition movement. I can have multiple transition objects. See when I go back again to this UiPath, I'm just connecting here. 1, 2 and 3. Can you see that? How many transitions are there? Can you tell me the vote? 23. See in the flowchart. We did know how many transitions we had. Only one, I think. Only one, that is true or false. Or no? Flowchart have a validation, business validation, which have the value for true or false. My recommendation is I want to do multiple various condition, multiple state condition. I want to check it. Now when I go to this one state, can you see? Here we have a 3 transition object. What is the T? When you click on the T1, can you see a condition? Let me go back and into the back. How many transitions are there? When I have to go to state 2, when I have to go to state 3, when I have to go to final state. Like that, we can have multiple state object. There is no limitation at all. You can have 10 transition, 20 transition, 30 transition. You can do it. Every state have a one movement, one condition. Exactly. Only one condition. If this is a condition, I want to execute this state. If this is a condition, I want to execute this state. If this is a condition, I want to go to the final state. You can have multiple transitions. See again, I go back to my flowchart. Flowchart how can I go for only one condition? True or false, but here I can go for n number of conditions. Got it. But each and every state have 3 sections. I'm telling you, what are the 3 sections? Entry, exit, and transition. Transition means moving to another state. When you say when are you can tell it to the UI part that I want to move to state 2 when this condition is there. When I want to move state 3 when this condition is there. When I want to go to final state when this is a condition. Transition is nothing but condition. We can say state machine means multiple activities or multiple movements. Yes, multiple transition. And one more thing I told you now, each state machine have a 3 section entry point, exit point, and transition point. When this part will execute, when you create that, when you enter the state and there is a state here, when this exit point will execute, when you move from one state to another state, but only one exit, but one exit will be based on the various condition. But we won't use this exit point. Mostly we'll use only the entry point. Entry point. Like this is what we call the state machines. A state machine is nothing but a collection of state. Each state have a 3 section. What are the 3 sections? Entry, exit, and transition. Transition is nothing but your condition. When I have to go to state 2, that is transition 1. When I have to go to state 3, that is transition 2. When I have to go to final state, that is called transition 3. And one more thing, when you go and click on this T1. See, you only need to give this T1. T1 doesn't make meaningful at all. What you can say is some meaningful name. Logging failed. Now, when you come and see my flowchart, can you see it is giving meaningful name? When I imagine this is my logging process. If logging failed, you can do the action in the state 2. Here if it is login success. Like this, I want to exit. This stand is called exit state. Exit state exiting application. Don't give us T1, T3. You have to give some meaningful name for the transition also. Why I am going to state 2? Because of logging fail. Why I am moving to state 3? Because of log unsuccessfully. Why I am going to final state? Because of exiting the application. Final student agent, what is called state mission? A state mission is nothing but collection of state. Each state have an entry point, exit point, and the transition point. Thank you, good. Got it, agent. Like that. We have you understood only you. I want you to understand only this for 3 things. Workflow. Again, I will tell you what is a workflow. It is similar like your sequence only. Can you see? Now I don't know why they are adding it. This is similar like your sequence, but it is giving the name called workflow. Why we use it? I am why they have added it. Because some technical people they won't understand. What is the sequence? Some people will understand workflow means it's in the order wise. That's I don't know. Sometimes this UI part over enthusiastic and crippled the application. Now the last topic which I want to discuss it. This is something very important, exception handling. Whether you understood or not, but I'm just giving you a heads up about this because surely they will ask you when you go on. I learned this UI part. They will ask you, hey, you will create a beautiful process, but they will ask you if you're stuck up somewhere. The error happens. How do you handle that error? I'm talking about not the syntax error. See, when I create a main flow, I'm adding a message box. I'm adding a message box. I'm adding some activity. See, I'm putting this here. What is this error? It is something text. This is syntax error. Syntax means you are not following the rules and regulations. What is the rules here? This activity message box should take the message which should be of a data type called string. But what I didn't close that into string. When you go and keep your cursor, it tells you that see this expression, which is not declared and it is inaccessible due to production level. What I will do, I put it in double box, the message box. Now the error is gone. How will you find out this one? See, that is what we see when you go and keep the cursor here. I'm just making a mistake here. I didn't close it. When you go and keep your cursor, can you see that data? The expected string constant must end with double good. It will tell you that error, what mistake. But once you get practice, you will get to know about all this error. You'll get used to it. This is what we call the syntax error. Now let us create a new processor. What is the topic we are calling as exception handling? Let's see. Let me create one new sequence. What is the topic is opening that exception. No exceptions, I can say. Let us put it as a login process. Again, I'm putting a login process. Open. I've been to. Op- Open. This is a workflow. Now you know what the step will do. If you open the browser, it will enter it. Now I'm running it. CVC, we call this a runtime exception. I'm not talking about. Do we have any error here? Does it show any red color dot here? The red color dot comes means you need to clear it. Until that you're clearing, it won't. If you cannot run at all, now my bot is clear without any error. You created and you published it. I just remember we are depending completely on technology. Now if I run this bot, I need internet or not. Internet and internet bandwidth should be good. I'm running the bot. What happened unexpectedly? My browser is not loading. My browser is not loading it. It is taking time to respond back to us. What will happen? See what is my action here? It is opening the browser. It is typing to. It is doing type window and clicking the button. My browser is not open. You see when the browser is open, but my page is not loaded properly. What will happen? It will go to this typing to username. It will go on search for the username. But username page. Username control is not available. You know what will happen? It will throw an error. Just see here. I'm just wanted me making the mistake. That is my target. Here when you go on, click your select us. Can you see that email ID? I'm just making some mistake. Can I click on validate? You should get the red color. Can you see I'm getting red color? I'm hauntedly making a mistake. Now let's go on. Now the browser is open. Now it is checking for that email box. Why it is long? It is nicely checking it. It's able to identify the control. Select. Did I save it? Let us change the title now. It is able to identify the control. Next element. How come it is entering login? I'm making the mistake. I think you think I did. I'm just selecting. Selector here. Also I have changed. I'm just wanted to making the mistake. Now let this page open. I did. I forgot to log out. But it is landed the page. Now it is checking for that username. Here's another email. It is asking. Now can you see the searching for that element? Yes, it is not able to find out what will happen. Throw an error. Now let's see. Let's throw an error. Because it is taking time to search that element. Can you see it? Could not find the user interface element for this action. This is what we call this unexpected exception. See, you're trying to open the Excel file. You're trying to open the Excel file. Some folder. Excel file is not available. You're putting a PDF file. The PDF file is not available. You're connecting with the database servers down. I'm talking about technical challenges. I'm not talking about my bot challenges. My bot is created perfectly. During the development phase, it was working successfully. But during the runtime, we will get a lot of challenges. What I'm telling you, you know that in programming language, any programming language, we call them as runtime exception. How do we handle that runtime exception? You can go on. This is my action logic. Let me open my notepad. What we call this exception handling. What are the done in the? When you take the exception handling, we have a concept called try, catch and final. The three areas are there. I'll show you go to UiPath. That's my UiPath. I'll put it in a new sequence. Then you will understand. I'll just delete it later. What is the action I'm going to add? Try catch. Can you see 3 blocks of the time catches and finally what is this 3 section is you have to add all the business action inside the time block. All your action. If the exception occurred in this box, my control will jump to which block. And then it will come to the final block. If there is no exception, that it will go. Go to finally. That's it. Very good. Understood, but how do you catch it? You need to tell the system. Can you see and you get? There are many exceptions. Can you see argument, exception, null reference exception? I don't want to confuse yourself. Even, we will tell the technical developer, don't handle any specific exception. We'll ask them to handle only system. This is common. See, you are not technical. I'm also technical, but still I cannot remember all the exceptions. We don't know what type of exception will occur. Maybe we may get IO exception, input-output exception, null reference exception, but we don't know what. What is? The surroundings is. To handle, one common exception is system exception. You understood or not? What you will put in the time block or your business action. I'll go back to your notepad. This is not this one. One more notepad. What I will put in try block or your business action. All your business action. If in your business action, if exception occur, where it will go, all your business action, if exception occur, where it will go to the catch block. What you will do in catch block? What you will do when the exception occur? You can send an email. You can log the message. This to activity, you can do it. You need to intimate. Mostly, your bot will be running the virtual. Most of the bot will run in a virtual environment where there is no user. How do I get to know that my bot is the AC? You are running the bot at 12 o'clock. When you come and see the day, my transaction is done. Done, man. How do you get to know that? What is the error occurred? We need to see that error. We need to intimate to the concerned person. To intimate to concerned person, I will send an email. And I will do the log message. And finally, what are the final note? Or your closing action, you need to do it. Closing action. Like closing the browser, closing the Excel file, disconnecting from the databases, all the closing action, you need to do it in the final block. Correct? Now let's go to the previous login process. You can do that. You can keep the cursor here and click. You can see surround by try catch. Yes, you can do it easily. Surround by try class. Automatically all your business action will come and then inside the try block. Can you see that? Now what I'm going to do with? I'm going to handle which exception? Some exception. Now you can do very. Double click on it. You can put that to be drop activity here. What activity you want to do? What you can send an email. You can go to here. Send me. Send out. Look my message. To whom you want to send it after sending the email. One more thing I want to tell you is you can log message. What you want to log it? You need to tell the log error this morning or information. What message you want to do it? You will write your own message. Now system is ready. You go and click on this. You can see that is a system. Can you see? Where it is comes to here. Send email. Log message. When you come to the log message, I'm putting as a information. Click on the plus sign. Use variable. Can you see exception? When you see exception, you can see exception dot. You can see that. Exception type. What is the message? What do you want? It's a message when we want no exception message. You can get a lot of information. Exception message, exception message. We saw exception time. You can see exception from which source you bought it. Exception message. Stack trace target site like this. Many things are there. You can get it, but I want only the message. Now here in send email also, you can send that message, or you can send your own message also to whom you want to send it. I want to send it to myself. What is the subject of the email? I want to pick error from bot. What is the body of the email? I want to check. Let me click on this Open Advanced Editor. And error failed. What failed? What failed? Something can be. I'm putting the message plus. You want to put that but failed. What is the error? Put it. I'm putting that exception. Not message. I think I missed out. I'm sending the email. I'm logging the message. Logging the message means it will store it in your local mission budget. All show that where it stores in a local mission. Now let's go and run the bot. Finally, you want to do it. See if there is no error or see one thing. Finally, it will execute whether error occurred or not. What I wanted to get, I want to close the window. I want to close that window. What I get, I think, in your iPad. No need to close it because by default it will close it. But I want to show you the sandbox here. I'm in the final block. I'm putting. What I'm telling you is whether the error occurred or not, where it will go. If the error occurred or not, it will go on and execute the final block. The high order of execution is it will go to the time block. It will execute your business action. If error occur, it will go to the edge and then it will go to the final. Again, if there is no error occur, it will jump to final. Now let's go and see. I'm sending an email. That is my send email activity exception. Did I fill all the information? No, it is. It is opening the browser. Now it is checking for the email box. It will go there because you have already. We handled the exception. Now it won't go on error. To send an email and it will log the message. Can you see any final block executed? Now we should get an email. I should get an email. And one more thing, the log messages also. Can you see? I got a mail. Can you see anything? Could not find the user element for the action. Possible solution. Can you see that error from the box? I told you, it is written in the log message. Where it is written the log message. When the log message see, I did log messages also. You can see on the bottom of the window. Where is that? Can you see? Could not find that user interface element. And one more thing, Ajit, you may be thinking, do you think they will come and open the UiPath and see this error? You know that where all our bots will be stored. You can go to my document. You can see there is a folder name for UiPath. In the UiPath, you can see the logs. Otherwise, if Manjula, I cannot remember. All these things means. At the top, can you see an option called debug? Can you see open logs? You can open the logs. It will automatically open the folder. No need to worry about it. What is today's date? Today what? See, all the logs are stored. 21. Can you see 21? We need to check our UiPath to be an error. When you open this notepad, you can see time by time what is the error. Every time when I am running any bot, the system is creating logs. System is not going to create a log file. Can you see? All the logs are there. Yes. Can you see the term time? What time you executed that error? Complete error. You can see it here. Can you see the possible solution? Can these two times be executed? All the logs will be recorded here. There are different time UiPath Analyzer, UiPath Database Server, UiPath Studio Project. You can see all the. You can see the date, today's date. Can you see? Execution error. If you want, you can see the execution error. Can you see now? What time we executed? Can you come down? Login process exception handling. Can you see the error? The complete error. You can see it here. The UI element might not be changed. This is what we call this exception handling agent. Why I covered this? Why I took? Because this is surely they will ask you, I just created a wonderful automation. Suppose my bot is failing. How do you handle that? That is what we call this exception handling. Or your actual original action, note that you need to put it in the try block. If this exception occurs, then my control will jump to the catch block and then it will go to the final block. Final block, you leave it, but catch block, you need to do it. You need to send an email or you can log the message. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.